Restaurants are supposed to be safe, familiar, places where families gather, lovers meet, and people unwind after long days. But every now and then, something seeps through the cracks. Behind the comfort food and customer smiles, there's something rotten. Reddit user UNightShiftSiren posted this in a now archived subreddit for paranormal true encounters. It was 2009. Julie worked overnight shifts at a roadside diner off Route 44 in Missouri. She was known for wearing her hair in a red bandana and humming old Elvis songs. That night, a severe thunderstorm had knocked out power in parts of the county. The diner's backup generator kept things barely lit. Low, yellowish light filled the place. At 3:11 a.m., a man walked in, no umbrella, soaked to the bone. But the weirdest part, his clothes didn't match the era. One cook later said, "He looked like someone who got lost on his way out of a 1950s funeral. A black trench coat, fedora, even his boots were laced Victorian style. He never spoke, he just stared, pointed at the chalkboard special meatloaf and mashed. Julie served him like normal." At 4:17 a.m. she said she'd grab more ice from the freezer out back. She never came back. Not after 5 minutes, not after 10. The man was nowhere to be found either, but no door had opened. No bell above the door rang. They checked the freezer. It was empty, except for Julie's apron neatly folded on the floor. Her ID was tucked inside. The police investigated but found nothing. No signs of struggle. No forced entry. Just one oddity. Every analog clock in the diner, including the one on the coffee machine, had stopped at 4:17 a.m. Cold case, Julie D. Last seen at 4:17 in the morning, October 13, 2009. Still unsolved. This story surfaced on r/paranormal evidence from a former manager named u/Steakhouse Horror in 2019. The restaurant was in Toledo, Ohio, an old family steakhouse converted from a 1960s hotel dining room. Booth number 9 was near the restrooms. A quiet corner, low lighting, old air vents above it. In 2017, a woman had a grand mal seizure right in the middle of her meal there. She had no history of epilepsy. Weeks later, a man began screaming during dinner and, jabbed a butter knife into his own neck. His last words, "She's in the floor. I can hear her breathing. Do not sit there." She waits. Dinner turns deadly. Restaurant incident under investigation. It started to become a pattern. Plates would fly off the table, never seen but always heard. Kids cried uncontrollably when seated there. One said, "The floor's not empty, she's under it." Maintenance replaced the booth in 2018. New wood, fresh upholstery. But in thermal footage captured by a ghost hunting team hired unofficially, a cold, crouched figure appeared under the seat. I felt something tug at my ankle. There was whispering. Under the booth, it said, "I'm still hungry." The final straw, a 4-year-old boy, Evan D., disappeared during a birthday party. Parents were recording him opening presents. He's seen ducking under the table to get a dropped fork. He never reappears in the footage. A frame-by-frame analysis shows something shadowy in the floor tile behind him, shifting. Police found nothing. No crawl space, no passage. But the booth has since been torn out. The area, boarded off. Missing child, Evan D. Age 4 last seen, booth 9 case open. So, back in 2014, there was this thread on our true crime discussion, where user u/KitchenKid86 shared a case that, honestly, still gives OSHA nightmares. This happened at a late-night fast food chain somewhere in Arizona. The location was redacted by the original poster, but, cross-referenced reports put it near Chandler. The store had been dealing with some pretty bad plumbing and flooding issues. The grease trap, which is basically this vault under the kitchen floor that collects all the food waste and fryer runoff, hadn't been drained in over 3 years. Mark, a new 19-year-old hire, was sent in to clean it. He opened the lid and screamed, and just seconds later, he was gone. The opening was, just 14 inches across. There's no way a human body could fit through that. But inside, police recovered a partially digested Reebok sneaker, a piece of rusted chain that was wrapped in something's teeth marks, and 2 jawbone fragments, neither of which matched Mark's dental records. According to a food safety inspector, the inside of the trap reeked like a zoo enclosure. They also found claw marks on the walls, 4 toes. And yeah, no known animal matched the print. So, the franchise closed about a month later. There was no lawsuit, no media coverage. The case is sealed under environmental safety violation, but Mark's parents, they still post online claiming there's a cover-up, unexplained death. Grease trap incident, status sealed record. Next time you dine out, maybe avoid the corner booth, don't clean the grease trap alone, and if a customer walks in dripping wet dressed for a funeral, you better pray they don't point at the special.